We'll begin this practice lying on the back with the knees bent, the hands resting on your tummy, your head on the ground, not on a cushion. We're going to move towards bridge in a moment, so you don't want anything under your head in bridge. But first, nothing. First, just rest. Hands on the belly, elbows wide, drop your shoulders, close the eyes. Relax your face and feel the breath come and go through the nose. The rise and fall of the breath under your hands. Start to deepen the breath now. As you breathe in, feel the belly rise under your hands and let the pelvis rock forwards. Exaggerate the natural movement. And as you breathe out and the belly drops down, rock the pelvis back, curling the tailbone towards the knees, engaging the pelvic floor, drawing in the tummy muscles. And let's do that 2 more times. So we're rocking the pelvis forwards on the inhale, creating a little arch at the back of the waist. And as we exhale and roll the pelvis back, press down the back of the waist into the floor. Feel that connection through the core muscles. 1 more time. And remember that the core muscles are not just there in the tummy, it also involves the hammock of muscle that is the pelvic floor. So we're going to bring the arms down by our sides now. Rock the pelvis forwards once more. Feel that the feet are nice and close to you, ready to take your weight. As you rock your hips back, press into your feet. Curl your spine up into a bridge. Breathe in here in this bridge, lengthening and lifting the hips towards your knees. And then roll it down slowly as you exhale. So let this movement be about freeing up your back. Rock the pelvis forwards again, breathing in. So it's that same action, the rocking back as you exhale. And then by pressing through the feet, we create the lift up into a bridge. Stay in the bridge as you breathe in. Roll on down slowly, exhaling. We're going to do that just a couple more times, the very same movement, feeling into your back. So many benefits to this movement, but one is certainly mobilizing the spine. Another would be the syncing of the movement with your breath. Let's go 1 more time. Just something we're really looking for in the practice, to be led by the breath. Hold it up here now. When you get to your bridge, just stay. So if you're not here yet, if you've come down, just take your time, roll your way back up there. And then let's interlace the fingers. We'll draw the elbows in, the shoulders in, a little more height in the bridge now. Let's hold it. Feel the strong feet, the lengthening of the tailbone towards your knees so you're not squeezing that lower back. And as you breathe out, strong feet sort of pulling towards you, engaging the hamstrings and glutes. 2 more breaths. So in this practice, as with a lot of our yoga practice, there's going to be a lot of lengthening of the hamstrings. And coupled with that, it's really good to include some strengthening of them as we're doing here now as you exhale and engage the feet. Feel the strength of the backs of the legs, the strength of the glutes. 1 more breath. Now let the hands go, let the shoulders broaden, take a breath. Control it now as you exhale, we'll come down slowly, halfway. Hold it there, breathe in. Roll it down the rest of the way really slowly now, feel through the back. When you're all the way down, rock the pelvis forwards, breathing in. And as you roll the pelvis back, breathing out, draw your knees into your body. Easing out the lower back, have a little rock. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left now for this supine pigeon action. So you bring your hands in around the back of your left leg. And just draw that left leg into your body, opening up the right hip. Keep the right foot flexed. Elbow against the right leg here if you like. On this one, you could put a cushion under the head, especially if the shoulders are tensing up, pulling your neck. Now let's straighten the left leg up towards the sky. Keep holding it. Lift it up. Now twirl your foot. Just go once or twice around in each direction. Nice and slow. And then flex it. Press the back of the leg into your hands and feel your pelvis just tilt forwards a little bit. Keep that pelvis right there in that neutral place. Bend the knee and draw the leg in deeper without rolling the pelvis back. You feel that in your right hip. Good. Now put the left foot down on the ground. Keep the legs as they are, the same sort of figure 4 shape, arms out wide. As we exhale, we'll drop the legs over to the left. So that right leg bringing a bit of weight onto the left leg. I love this for the stretch down the outside of that left leg here. Close your eyes and notice where you're feeling this. Breathe into it. We'll come back across the center as we breathe in. Keep the legs the same. And as you exhale and drop the legs now to the left, see if you can plant the sole of the right foot on the floor, keeping the knee pointing up to your ceiling, getting that outward rotation in your right hip. Breathe here, relax across your shoulders. One more breath. And then we're going to take that right knee down towards the floor. So let the knee come towards you and then put the left hand on it on the outside. How does that feel? Oh, that's big for the back, isn't it? So a little bit of weight from your hand. Maybe we'll turn the head to the right. Go to the breath. And come back to the middle. Bring it all the way in, all the way back. Draw it in. Back to that supine pigeon. Just hold the back of your leg. Give it a little hug in. Now take the right leg off it, up to the sky. Stretch it up for a moment and then send it off down your mat, all the way down flat to the floor, and squeeze the left leg into the body. So all of that now we're going to do on the other side. Bend your right leg, cross your left leg over it. You slip both hands in around the back of your right leg. Okay, flex your left foot, protect your knee, and draw the leg in a little deeper as you exhale. So the rocking of our pelvis forwards and back with the breath is still apparent here, even though it might be much more subtle. Now keep a hold of the leg and we're just going to lift that foot up to the sky, that right foot. Circle the foot, free up the ankle. You want to point and flex your toes. Around the other way. Feeling into the muscles of your foot. Go slow. Good. Now flex it. Press the back of the leg into your hands and feel how this draws your pelvis away from you a little bit. Now you're going to keep your pelvis right there. Don't roll it back. Bend your knee. Draw the leg in a little bit closer. Just moving into the left hip. Good. Okay, let go. Put the foot down. Keep the legs the same. Arms open wide. Breathe in. Now legs to the left. Breathing out. Close the eyes. Go into the breath. Heavy legs. One more breath. Really want to slow that breath down. As we inhale, we'll come back to the center. And as we exhale, the legs go to the right. And first, we're going to just plant the sole of the left foot on the floor, keeping the knee pointing towards the ceiling, really moving the knee back away from you, from your head. Breathe into that left hip. And then we'll let the knee come down towards the floor. So let the knee come towards you till you can put your right hand on the outside of the leg and draw it over and down a little more. Here we can turn the head away. Nice twist for the back, the whole way up to the top of the neck. Breathe. Go deeper with one more breath. And release. Bring it on back. Keep the legs the same shape, back to the middle. Lift them up. Hands around the back of your right leg again, kind of where we began with this. Just giving that last little stretch to the left hip. And then we'll slide the left foot off up to the sky and away down the mat. So now we're holding the right leg. Let's bring the hands over the shin and just draw it in a bit closer. Nice. Hold the back of the leg, back of that right leg. Let's bring ourselves up, head up. Push the leg into your hands and up you come. Now straighten the right leg out in front, bend the left leg in, sole of the foot to the inner thigh, left knee bent out to the side. Put your hand on the knee, hand behind you, breathe in, sit up really tall, facing the right leg, little twist from the left hip. And now go forwards for Janu sirsasana. Walking the hands forwards towards your foot, or maybe taking a belt around the foot here. Now soften your whole face. Relax your jaw. Let the eyes close. We're going to feel the breath come and go through the nose. We're going to really try to drop the head in here. So you get this lovely release now through your neck and through your upper back. One more breath. But now let's come on up nice and slow. And breathe out all the way up. Okay, let's put the left hand on the ground behind. So we're going to be on that shin. We're going to turn the right foot, sole of the foot to the floor as we lift the hips up, lift the right hand up. Go onto your left knee there. Okay, so you're right up high with your hips. Good. Reach the right arm over your head, hips forwards. Yes, open through the heart. Send those hips even a little further ahead of you. One more breath. And now bring it on back down, sit down. And this time, right hand behind you, left foot flat on the floor for a second, knee up. We're going to lift the left hand up. Now, if we can, take the weight into the right hand, turn your right toes out to the side, go to the little toe edge of your foot, lift your hips, and you go to the ball of your left foot. So breathe here now. Anchor yourself through those 3 points of contact with the floor and rise up out of them. Let's take one more breath. And then sit back down. And we swap. So left leg out, right leg in. We bend the left leg, the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Right hand against the knee, left hand behind us. Breathe in, sit up tall. Face the straight leg, opening from the hip. So this is the right leg bent. And we're going over the left leg now into Janu sirsasana, which is always a surprise, this one. As you fold over into it, it's amazing where the sensation shows up. Close the eyes, go inside. Ease in. And don't hold yourself back. You can go a little deeper. Bring the head in. Feel those sensations, especially if you're coming to this practice early in the morning. It's amazing how strong it can feel. And think of the head start you're giving yourself for the day. Easing out that tension. So good. Take one more breath. Good. We're going to come up nice and slow. All the way up. Now, first, right hand to the ground behind us. Left hand's going to go up in the sky, and we turn onto the sole of the left foot as we come up on the right shin. So again here, to go deeper, root down through the foundation, send the hips forwards, open up through the upper body. And then let's sit on down, hips down. We're going to put the left hand down. We lift the knee up, sole of the foot on the ground. Now lift the hips. You're turning your left toes out, so you're on the edge of that left foot. You've got the support of the ball of your right foot. Yes, well done, guys. Well done. Stay with it now. Take the hips forwards, open the heart up, but most importantly, feel you have a firm, solid foundation. So from those roots, we'll take one more breath, open up, and sit back down. Go ahead. Now keep that right knee bent up, and in fact, bring it over, bring your foot over the far side of your thigh. Right hand behind, wrap your left arm around the leg. Breathe in, sit up really tall, lifting through the back of your heart, and then rotate around, look over the right shoulder. Close the eyes, deepen the breath. Hugging tight onto that left leg, rotate a little further. Now as you inhale, just roll the head down, sweeping the chin past the chest. Keep going and turn to look over the left shoulder. Unwind, straighten that leg. Same thing, other side. Left leg up and over. Wrap your right arm around, left hand behind. And so before we go anywhere, get that foot firm on the floor, hold tight to the leg, lift up through your spine. So initially holding the leg can produce quite a rounding in the back. Grab on tight, fingertips behind you, lift up from your sit bones to the crown of your head, and now you can twist. Hold your leg tight, draw it into the body. Good. Think about the other leg for a second. Make sure it's strong, toes pointing upwards. Good. Now one more breath. Rotating a little further as you exhale if you can. Then on the inhale, roll the head down. This is for your neck. Stay in the twist and just let the head roll all the way around to look over the right shoulder. And release. Come all the way back to the center. Both legs out, over to hands and knees. Cat and cow. Where would we be without them? Let's breathe in, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Pressing down through the hands, stretch the fingers, the wrists, the palms. And as you breathe out, round into cat pose. So feel, do you need a little more in the lower back? Do you want to bring the hips back a little bit? Let's go 2 more times between the two. Close your eyes and feel what it is that your body needs. Maybe a sway of your hips. Remember that connection through your pelvic floor, your core muscles, that's there in your cat pose. One more round. Follow your breath. Open up once more into cow. And then tuck your toes. Let's go back for our downward dog. Drop the head. Now again, just as you did in cat and cow. Feel the strength of your hands. Press down through the knuckles. So we haven't just dropped the weight into the heels of the hands, we're sending it out into every fingertip. Good, let's bring the feet together. Let's lift the right leg up. Just bend the knee, open the hip, and step the foot through between your hands. We're just going to turn left for a wide leg stance, hands under your shoulders, feet parallel, hands on the floor or on blocks. Breathe in, lift the chest, lift the head, lift the sit bones. Now breathe out and walk your hands back between your feet if you can. Use your blocks if you like, or set a block there for your head, for your forehead. Take a breath, strong thighs, lifting the kneecaps. And then sort of lean forwards a little bit to bring the forehead towards your block, or maybe the crown of the head towards the floor. Keep the elbows hugging inwards so that they're right above your wrists. Keep your hands very firm. And take one more breath. Now, as you feel the next inhale, come in, lean back a bit so you can bring your hands forwards under your shoulders, lift up halfway. Turn your right foot all the way out and bring your hands inside that foot as you bend the knee and turn the other foot slightly in. Okay, get the back heel pointing away a bit. Now bend the right knee, go nice and deep and get strong through your feet. Take the hands around behind you, interlacing your fingers here. Okay, take a breath. And now bow your head down and lift your hands up and hug your right hip in now towards the midline of your mat, humble warrior. Breathe here. Just dropping that little bit further in, strong legs. One more big breath. Let it go. Bring your hands down where they were inside your foot. Lift up and shift everything to the other end of the mat. So you're turning your left foot out, hands inside that foot. Turn the back foot, your right foot in a bit. Now bend the knee, bend that left knee, get down low here, fold it in. Now, if the hands behind the back is all too much, you stay here. Hands on the earth, get down into that left hip. If you can take your hands around behind you, interlace the fingers, do. Drop your head to look towards your back foot and lift the hands up off your back. If possible, you've changed the interlace. You bring your hip in, that left hip into the midline. And drop in a little deeper. Feel it, breathe into it. You got to get those strong roots. You got to feel like your feet are really supporting you here. End of your breath, bring your hands down inside your foot. We'll lift ourselves up and we'll shift right back around to the top of the mat. We'll come into a lunge here. Back into downward dog. And then let's go forwards into plank, inhaling, firm hands look forwards, exhale, come down. Or you choose your wise back bend, whatever that might be, let's breathe into it. And then we'll bring it on back, downward dog. So feet together, lift the left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip, inhaling. And step through, foot between your hands. Bring your back knee down. So pop a cushion under it here if you like. I'm going to do that. That knee is fed up being on the floor. It's losing its juice. So a little cushion. Okay. Maybe a block for your right hand here. You don't have to, but it might help. Stand it up. Because now We're going to bend the back leg and hold the foot. You see, so the block can be very helpful because you can bring that even 2 blocks really close to you. So you can get back and get that foot. And see now the cushion is very good as well. So depending how it's going, we're upright, we're here, or we can lean in a bit. Makes it more intense. And we're all going to try and bring the foot closer. Breathe. You're trying to stretch that very strong muscle at the front of your thigh. Let's take another breath in through your nose. Don't hurt your knee now. Be careful of your knee. Breathe out, ease the foot in. Okay, let go. Bring your hands down. We're going to go to the other end of the mat. So lift the back knee. Let's shift around and bring my block with me. I'm going to put the left knee down now. We're going to do the same quad stretch on the other side. So mind yourself because we're trying to stretch the strong muscle, particularly the belly of the muscle, like the middle of the thigh. Where it's a bit weaker is where it connects to your knee. Okay, so you want to watch out for that point. Good. If it's too much to hold the foot, leave the foot on the ground. Maybe take the hands to the sky. Yeah, well done, guys. Really good. Let it go. Let it go. Bring the hands down. Let's lift ourselves up and around back to the top of the mat. All the props out of the way. Back to our lunge. Back into downward dog. Hold it here. And one more, connecting vinyasa. Let's go forwards to plank. Hold that strength. Lower it down. Now take your time. Slow, deep inhale. Open up into your wise back bend. Back to downward dog. Step up about halfway up the mat. Bring the hands to the shins. Breathe in, lengthen, lift halfway. And drop in. Hold your elbows. Hang in uttanasana. Drop your head. Stay here. Relax your neck. One more breath. Let the hands go to the earth a little ahead of you. Breathe in on your fingertips. Lift the heart, lift the head, straight arms. Wiggle the feet wider, turn them out. Let's come towards a gentle squat, listening into the joints. You can move it side to side. You could prop it on some blocks. Or just be here, elbows inside the knees. Take one more breath. Let's come and sit right down on the ground. Bring the soles of your feet together, your knees apart, baddha konasana, holding on to your ankles or toes. Breathe in, lift up through the spine. Now breathing out, let's go forwards, bowing over the legs. So if it's too intense, you bring your feet further forwards. Now, where are you feeling this? Breathe into that space and let the shoulders relax a little bit, creating ease for your neck. One more breath. Come up as you inhale Exhale. But let's stretch the legs out in front. So move maybe a little further up your mat. The legs are there and we're ready to lie down. So bring the arms out in front, breathe in. And as you breathe out, tuck the head in, roll the back down. When you get there, inhale and take the arms overhead. Big stretch. Let's hold it. Breathing out just here. One more big stretch. Lengthening from the hips to the heels. And then gather in, knees into the body. And keep the right leg in. Extend the left leg long. And take that right leg over to the left for a twist. One more. Right arm back behind you. Turn the head. Go into the breath. Winding a little more through the upper body. Back in. Breathe in. Bring that leg in. Let's take it to a half happy baby if we can. Hold your foot with your right hand. Lift it up and wide. Good. Let's bring the other hand behind the head like a little pillow, elbow back. Lengthening your neck. Good. Let that go. Bring the left leg in. Hug the left leg right in. Right leg long down the mat ahead of you. Good. Bring the leg over now to your right. And the left arm back behind. Slow the breath. One more. And we'll bring it back in. Taking the leg in, give it a little squeeze, and then we'll hold the foot with the left hand, lift it up and wide. Half happy baby. Again, let's bring now the right hand just under the head, lengthening the base of the skull away from the shoulders. A little pillow for your head. Take a breath. Relax that grip and bring the other leg in. Let's go for a full happy baby here now. Good. Take a breath here. You can extend one or both legs if you like, if that feels good. Relax, let go, bring the feet to the floor, feet together. Reach the arms overhead, knees wide. Make that little pillow for your head again, interlacing your fingers, elbows back. Now take a slow, deep breath, full 3-phase breath. Hold it at the top for a moment and then watch it leave. At the end, just hold it out for a moment. And the next breath will come and go on its own. Now bring the knees up, set the feet on the floor, hip width apart. Drop your knees against each other and bring the hands down now to rest on the body. Let the breath come back to its own rhythm. Now, Savasana, you can roll off to your side and gather your props or keep it really simple today. Just extend the legs out long, the arms out wide, maybe a little cushion under your head. Dropping the weight of the body into the floor. As you find your place, stay with your breath. Feel the whole body has allowed itself to be held. That you're completely supported and letting go into that support. And let the breath draw you inside. It's coming and going on its own. Can you just be there with it? Drop deeper inside, taking this moment of quiet rest, Savasana. Take a deeper breath in. And as you breathe out, let the kneecaps roll towards the ceiling. Hold the pelvis steady, drag the legs in one at a time, feet to the earth or bolster. And then roll on over to your side. And come up slowly from there. And find your preferred seated position. Turn the palms to face up. Let the eyes close. Stay within. Notice how you feel. Now bring the hands together at the heart center. Draw to mind what it is that you feel grateful for today. Let's breathe in and stretch up to the sky. Gather it in, exhaling, draw the hands down to the wisdom center, the heart center, and the earth. Namaste.